How you doing, Lee?
Hello, nice to meet you.
You too. I'm really enjoying the show so far. I read that it was kind of bought off the back of a pitch, not even a kind of pilot. Is that quite a rarity? And I just wondered if it adds a bit of a kind of more pressure to you writing it, as it was a sort of unread entity, or in any ways, did you feel even more supported having that kind of faith put in you?
That's a great question. I think it is pretty rare these days to sell stuff, especially straight to series off a pitch. My pitches tend to be pretty involved. There are PowerPoint presentations with like Photoshop storyboards and music and everything. So I try to leave as little to the imagination for the buyer as possible. So I think that helps. But creatively, I think just getting that straight to series actually is really helpful because you're not worried about, oh, like I have to write a pilot a certain way to get a pickup. You can kind of plan the whole season at once, which is really nice. And yeah, having that faith and support from Netflix was incredible. From the get-go, Bella, Ginny, Irene, the whole team, you could just tell that they fully were in from the minute that we finished the pitch. So that vote of confidence, certainly helps me be confident in my writing.
I mean, real life incidents play on my mind a lot. If anything, if I ever there's any kind of sort of anything to do with road rage or just any kind of little moments like that, and I always play them over and over again and think what I could have said or could have done differently. I just wondered if there was a kind of real life experience that really sparked the idea for this show, and in some ways, was it then cathartic to write this, almost like you now kind of have overcome whatever that experience might have been.
Yeah, it was based on loosely based on a real road rage incident that I was a part of. It also involved a white SUV. It was a BMW in this instance, and yeah, it helped me. It was the kernel of the idea of having two people kind of trapped in their subjective realities and projecting so many assumptions onto the other person. But that was really it in terms of the idea coming from that incident. I was reflecting the other day. I don't think I've gotten into a road rage thing since the inception of this show. So perhaps it has like done some good in at least in my world. I certainly don't condone road rage, but sometimes it ends up with you having a show. So I don't know.
But do you think, in a way, like a fight with someone, a stranger or a friend, can eventually kind of lead to a different sort of closeness that can be quite kind of intimate and unique? I mean, if I ever get into a little argument on a football pitch with an opposition player, weirdly, we're always like more likely to go for a drink afterwards because we've sort of broken a social barrier in some regards.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. I think so much of our day to day we get trapped in these routines and we establish our status quo so staunchly that anything that comes in and sort of shakes that up can be good to rustle up anything that you're not looking at. And so, yeah, sometimes that is a fight. Sometimes that is an argument that kind of helps you snap out of your pattern to take a better look at yourself. And oftentimes it will lead to some closeness. That is funny about kind of like sports arguments. I hadn't thought about that. It's season two.
Yeah. I was gonna. I'm sure you've spoken about the kind of the wonderful two leads, but I mean, I'm just wondering about the casting of them both. I mean, I'm especially interested in Ali because she's not really done this sort of thing before. What made you think this role is perfect for her? Because she is perfect in the role.
Oh yeah, she really is. I worked on Tuca and Birdie, this Netflix animated show where her character does go into some much deeper, darker places. So there was some, like familiarity there, but yeah, it is a little bit of a leap of faith, I guess. But I think likewise for me, I had really never written anything like this prior, so she kind of had to take a leap of faith in terms of my writing as well, because I'm sitting here pitching all these things to her, and there's nothing in my past that would indicate that I would do that. Okay, and so I think we both could tell just intuitively that we were both down for just going all in on something like this, if you have enough conversations with someone, that you can start to get a sense of their general being. And she's so good at tapping into harsh truths of life, but in a digestible, funny manner, even in her stand-up. And just even in talking to her in a regular conversation, that it wasn't too much of a risk on my part.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time today, and best of luck with the release of the show.
Thanks so much. Nice to meet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey, you guys!